Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to Nariyama's Let's Play, episode 25 of Minecraft version 1.12 using Direwolf 20's mod pack. So, in the last episode, we kind of got started with some automated resource generation. Um, I mentioned in the information for episode 24 that I've been sort of tinkering with the sound settings. I actually recorded episode 25 already, but the sound on it was actually worse. Um, so I went ahead, reverted back all the stuff that I had built, and went to re-record here. Let's chow down on a pork chop there. I also reduced the sound level of the in-game sounds. Hopefully it'll be a little bit easier to hear when I'm talking over stuff that's in the base. Notice we now have 2 zombie pigmen mascots. Alright, so like I said, at the end of episode 24, we had made the first few items for an environmental tech void ore miner. And we're going to set that up in Aromacraft's mining dimension here in just a second. The other thing we're going to set up this episode is a couple of mob farms. So we're going to do 2. I already have the pieces for 1, so most of the stuff that I built in the previous attempt at this episode I've got here in my satchel. So we'll set up all the stuff that we can really quickly. But then we're going to set up a second mob farm here in the overworld. So I'm going to do one in the nether base. I'm going to do one in the overworld. The reason for that is there are some overworld drops that we would like to accumulate, particularly ender pearls. There are other ways of getting a lot of ender pearls. It would be fairly easy to farm some endermen, get some eyes of ender, go find a stronghold, and then go to the end. And in the end, we can find lots and lots of ender lilies, and those grow and produce ender pearls. So that's one option. I would prefer actually just to have it as part of a mob farm here in the overworld. So let's look at the chunk boundaries. We want to set this up right in the middle of the chunk. So this is going to be our void ore miners. So actually we'll just do 1 there. Can probably clear this out a little more. There we go. That should give us plenty of room. Okay, so the void ore miner starts with the controller. I'm going to stick that there. We're actually going to stick a power cube right above it. So here's a power cell. We're just going to throw that right above it. Oops. Oh. And I whacked myself. Let's try that again. Actually, easier to just put it there. Okay. We're going to set all the sides to out, and then we're going to give it a link card. I think all of these are link ID 1, but we'll find out. Oh, unlinked. Did I put it in here? I already had this set up at one point, so... Well, you know what? It was probably this one. Let's try that. There we go. Okay, so now this has power. All right. So now all we need is the pieces for the void ore miner, which if we get out our assembler, we can see what we need, right? So if we just left click on this, it'll tell us 24 structure frame, tier 1 or above, 20 structure panel or clear structure panel, 2 laser cores, and 1 laser lens of any type. And I happen to have all of those. There we go. Then to build it, all you have to do is right click and hold down right click on the void ore miner, or on the controller, and it will assemble the miner. If everything is correct, you'll see this beam of light go down to bedrock. Now, larger or later tiers do require more room, so it will, kind of go down closer to bedrock here. It will also spread out more. And we'll probably get up to a tier 3 or tier 4 at least. We'll see where we go from that. Now, the other thing you need is an inventory to put something in. I already have a sort of a resource gathering inventory here for an ender chest. I colored it black, black, black for, stone. I suppose I could have done gray, 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 but If we go to the end base now, let's turn that off. We'll set that up. Teleport to the nether base. Sorry, not end base, nether base. We may set up a base in the end, I don't know. Hey, there's a ghast out there. And we'll go up to the machine level, and I've already set this up to, when something gets put in the ender chest, it'll get pulled out of there and into this inventory. Now notice, we did not get all of these in the last 30 seconds. We're getting one every 400 ticks, I think. That's the speed that it's going at. Where is that ghast? It is so loud. This is one drawback, I think, to the nether base, is the ghasts are just so loud. Oh, and it despawned. Well, alrighty then. Just flying right up to it to whack it in the face with my thing, and... Sorry, whack it in the face with my sword. And it just despawned. Alright, so here's where we're going to put the mob spawner in the nether. So what this will do is it will spawn any... I'm actually thinking I'm not going to put it here now that I think about it. It will spawn any mobs that could spawn in this biome. And Visceral Heap, I think, is not the biome I want to be in. I think I want to be over here. Yeah, I want to be in a hell biome. Because I think nether fortresses are hell biomes. Yep, sure enough. Okay, so we're going to put the mob spawner over here. What I'll probably do is dig out a little cave in this hillside here, and we'll put it inside that cave. So why don't we get that started? Now, as always in the nether, whenever you are digging areas out, be careful because you can get lava. And the lava is very not viscous, so it will spread quickly, and you can take damage. Never fun. All right, so there we go. We got a spot open there. We can go one block down. What we're going to do is we're going to line that with dirt. There is a specific reason why we're going to line it with dirt. Unfortunately, when I picked up the stuff from the previous episode, it reverts to dirt. But what we can do is we can use a drop of evil on the dirt to turn it into cursed earth. Cursed earth basically is like a super mob spawner. And we're going to do a cool little thing here. We're going to put a... Where's that? Dispenser. Where are you? There you are. We're going to put a dispenser here. And this is a neat little trick. So the way to turn off Cursed Earth is to light it up. And the way we're going to light this up is kind of a different sort of pattern. I don't really want to set up like redstone and all that kind of stuff. I'm okay just, having a much simpler form of turning on the lights. And the way we're going to do that is with liquid starlight. This is pretty neat, actually, if I do say so myself. So what we'll do, let me fill this in. I didn't mean to break all of that. Where are you, Cobble? There you are. Okay. So I'm going to put a little bit of a wall here, and magma hurts when you step on it, so I'm going to fill that in. All right. And then I'm going to put a lever down here. So what dispensers do is they take whatever's inside them and they, basically shoot them out. If you give it a redstone signal. So you give it a redstone signal and it'll shoot out whatever in there. However, if you put a bucket with a liquid in it, it will instead simply empty the bucket in the space where it's supposed to put whatever the item is, right? So in this case, whoops. So in this case, let me break that. Hopefully there's not magma underneath it. Okay, good. So if we put a liquid starlight bucket in here. Now notice, I'll turn on the light level overlay. It's definitely dark enough to spawn stuff inside that area, right? But if I click that lever, oops, notice it covers everything up with the liquid starlight. And it certainly is no longer dark enough to spawn. What's really nice about liquid starlight is it does not interact with the blocks underneath it, which means like I could put this over lava and it wouldn't turn into obsidian. I could put it over, in this case, cursed earth, and it won't destroy the cursed earth, which is really nice. Flipping the lever again will activate the bucket on the source block above it and pick up the wow, my memory just is not working tonight. It'll pick up the liquid starlight. Okay, so let's do a kind of cool little trick here. This is called dark ineffable glass, and it's basically glass that you can walk through, but mobs can't. And it also will not let light through it. So if I close this up entirely, notice the zeros all except here in this corner. As soon as I close that up, zeros all around, so there's no light inside here. And then if I flip the lever, and it's kind of hard to see, but the light is there now, right? It's now all lit up. All right. So we'll come back out here, flip the lever, and all we need is a drop of evil. So let's go back to our overworld base and pick that up. Drop. I have 2 of them in here. We'll get both of them because we're going to set up one in the overworld, like I said. Head back. And now, one sort of drawback to putting this over here is gas could blow it up. So we may want to enclose this a little more with cobblestone. I'll see about doing that. But the other thing we need is some way to harvest all the monsters that we're gonna get. So let's stick our mob crusher down here. We need to hit it with a wrench. I can put this back. Where's my wrench? Where's my wrench? There it is. Crescent hammer. There we go. And now if we look at this, this will automatically kill mobs. It will get drops from them, and it will store those drops in its internal inventory. We can also pipe the drops out, which we will do. But the other thing I wanted to show was the working area, right? 3 blocks tall and 1 by 1. If we improve this with, say, a range add-on, and we show the working area. Whoops. It's basically the whole room, right? Very cool. Okay. So that's going to be our killer or our mob crusher in here. The other thing we're going to put in here is a mob slaughter factory. We're not actually going to have to use it for now. Let me pull it out here and show you what it is, though. Okay, the mob slaughter factory is another block from Industrial Foregoing, and what it does is when it kills mobs, it creates liquid meat and pink slime. The reason we need this is one of the blocks from Industrial Foregoing that we want to use is called a material stonework factory. So if we pull that out, material stonework factory right there. And it takes a pink slime. The only way to get a pink slime like this is to is to put a bucket of pink slime in the world somewhere. It will coagulate into a little slimeling, and then you have to whack it with a sword, and it'll drop the slime balls. Right? That's the only way to get it. Um, so, oh, um, yeah, that's the only way to get pink slime. So, uh, fortunately, when I ran this the first time, I got a full bucket of pink slime, so we don't need to run that for right now. I'm sorry, not a full bucket, 8 buckets of pink slime. So we don't really need to run that one right now. We'll just get some power for the for the mob crusher, and that'll be good. All right, so let's. How many blocks can I go here before I start running into air? That's good. All right, so I'm going to put down. Oh, we need to go back to the overworld base and get another one of those ender chests. And I already sort of set it up. We're going to have this ender chest be red. Oh, my wither stare hurts it. Sorry. Ender chest. So we're going to do this one, except we're going to put some red wool in there. Wool. There we go. And get 2 of those ender chests. Okay. So same sort of thing here. We're going to get the item ducts. We got a servo. We'll probably use a hardened servo for this. And we're going to put it into the ender chest, and then we're going to have that ender chest go into a crate. Let's go over here. Crate. Do we want the medium storage? Why not? Let's do the medium storage crate. I think I have it in my thing here. Yep, medium storage crate. Okay, cool. So all we need then is to go back. It'll be so nice when we don't have to go back and forth to the overworld here. All right. Let's set up the chest where everything goes first. So we'll just go over here in this corner again and just stick it down in the next little corner slot. Medium storage crate. There we go. Item duct. There we go. Ender chest. And sure, we'll put a resonant thing on there. We are actually going to need one more of those red ender chests, because the overworld one will set up the same way so that it all comes into here. All right, so this is going to pull out anything that's in the ender chest. Now we just need to go put stuff into it. If you were paying attention there, you saw something go from the black ender chest down in here. By the way, the thing that we're really looking for here is this stuff, erodium crystals. So if we look at environmental tech, the second tier of everything, so void ore miner controller, resource miner controller, all of these, they all take erodium as their material, right? Also, the structure frame tier 2 takes erodium crystals, right? So that's the material that we're looking for. The only way to get it is using one of these void ore miners. So basically, all the rest of this, we're going to, I mean, I'm not going to ignore it. If I need resources, I'm going to come and grab it. But it's the erodium crystals that I'm really after. All right, so let's head back to our mob spawner over there. All right, don't hear any shenanigans going on. And we're going to need 2 things here. We're going to need a tank and the ender chest. So we'll put the ender chest over here. We got a space above it, so it'll open. All right. I'm going to throw an item duct in there. And then we need a servo. So let's get rid of that. Let's actually make it so that I don't hurt myself when I land on this. There we go. Get my hardened servo and set it to pull everything out. Okay, so mob drop output, we want to output out the back. Or actually, that may be the front. Yeah, that's the front. That always gets me. The back of the machine is the part that faces into the room to kill stuff. So we want to be able to go out the front. All right. Let's cover all this up. I'm going to leave that gap in there because we are going to want to pull something else out of here, but I want to show what it is before we get going. So all we need is power to the thing here. So let's go ahead and grab our power cube, stick that in there. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that's going to blow up in here, but you never know, I suppose. Let's go link this. So you can use any of the power cells that have the link ID that you want to create another one with that ID. So it doesn't have to be the one back in the overworld base. All right, let's get this going. So this is automated mob farming. Here we go. Let's open that up, stick that in there. Yay, we have power. Yay, we have power. Okay. We've got our range add-on in there. Excellent. Here we go. So the delay there that you saw was basically the game having to analyze whether it can spawn mobs in there. But as soon as it figures that out, we start getting mob spawns. So let's go check out our little collector for this. And sure enough, we're getting sulfur, gold nuggets, and rotten flesh. Great. When skeletons spawn in there, we can get wither skeletons. And that'll let us get wither skeleton skulls. It should also spawn blazes. So lots of good stuff. Okay. Now, if we wanted to turn this off, all we need to do is flip that switch. And now nothing spawns in there. So the other thing that we're getting, other than drops, is essence, mob essence. What this stuff does is it basically, it can be used kind of like liquid experience, but it also can be used to spawn specific mobs if we wanted to set that up. We will eventually want to do that, so I will probably do the exact same thing I just did with the drops, which is put a fluid duct underneath it, pull the essence out of the bottom, and put it into an ender tank, and then have a tank up in the tower there that collects all of the mob essence. Then if we need it, we'll pipe it into another ender tank that'll send it wherever it needs to go. So cool stuff. All right, so we have a mob spawner. Very cool. Let's go set one up in the overworld. I'm going to find a good spot, and I'll explain why it's a good spot after I find it. So I will be right back. All right, we're back. So I'm actually just outside the Astral Sorcery spot that we've been using for a base. This is a good spot for multiple reasons. First of all, it's in an extreme hills biome, which means we will get basalt spawns. It is considered cold, I think, so we may get blizz spawns. And certainly we will get endermen and all the other good stuff here. Now, I want you to notice what I've done here. I dug this out and I put a granite bottom to this. So cursed earth spreads to any adjacent dirt. So when you put a drop of evil on a piece of dirt, that cursed earth spawns and it spreads to any adjacent dirt. Believe me when I say you do not want to accidentally put this just on the hillside somewhere, because you will turn your entire hillside into cursed earth. And it will spread indiscriminately, and all of a sudden you will basically be in mob spawn hell. So you really don't want to do that. So be very careful when you are placing your drop of evil that you have surrounded it completely with non-dirt blocks. And it doesn't have to be stone. It could be, andesite. We could do some wood stuff. That's fine. Like, we can make this look fancy, but all we have to make sure is that we don't put is that we don't accidentally have this spread indiscriminately. So why don't we use some sooty marble for the corners, I think. So we're going to come, so that's going to be dirt on top of that. So we need 1, 2, 3. Let's go one more. 2 more. There we go. 6, 7. And I'm going to go ahead and build this, and I'll come back when everything is done. Be back in a couple seconds. All right, we're back. I've finished building the little house that'll contain this. So you'll notice I put some slabs down. While it may look like they are shining through, they aren't. It's perfectly dark in here. So this will be our cursed earth spot. We do need to make another one of those mob crushers. We need to make another ender chest, and we'll go ahead and make a ender tank while we're at it. So that's that zombie pigman. I looked at it and now it's withered. Let's see. Industrial foregoing. So these are pretty easy to make. They just require a machine frame and some other stuff. Mob crusher. Here we go. Some gold gears. 1, 2. Where'd you go? There you are. An iron sword. And a machine frame, which needs that tin gear. There we go. And that should be we should have everything else. So books, plastic, all that stuff we should already have. Awesome. The other thing we want to make is another one of those range add-ons. We're going to make the tier 3. The reason we're going to make tier 3 instead of tier 2 is because we made the enclosure a little bit bigger. So we've got our crusher, we got our tier 3 add-on. All we need to do is grab a power cube and the power cell card. Let's link this up. I should probably take that light level overlay off, shouldn't I? So that everything doesn't look weird. Okay. So we've got power cell card, power cell. Oh, we need the ender thingamabobber. Wool. Let's grab that. Red. We're on our last rose red. All right. Ender chest. Chest. There we go. Still have enough blaze rods and everything. Excellent. And there we go. Okay. We've got servos, but I do want to make a little bit of a better servo, so let's make at least a hardened one. Let's go for reinforced, maybe? Yay, reinforced servo. Okay. We'll do that one. What don't we need here anymore? We don't need torches, nether quartz, ender pearls, all that stuff. We don't need any of that. Okay. Get rid of those slabs. Let's go finish this out. I'm stoked. We're going to have automated mob resource gathering. I did not make another dispenser. I should do that, shouldn't I? Otherwise, it gets really hard to turn this off. Oh, and the other thing we need is more of that dark ineffable glass. Unfortunately, I don't have any more moonstones that I've found, but you can make them using lunar reactive dust, which is that pink stuff I just grabbed out of there, around a diamond. So there we go. That'll give us 2 moonstones. And then we need some thickened glass. Thickened glass is just sandy glass, which is this. Let's make 16 of it. Cook that up. Oh, I love how fast this thing goes. There we go. And then we need to turn it into dark glass, so we need an ink sac there. Oops. And there we go. Dark glass. And then, to turn it into dark ineffable glass, you just surround the moonstone with a dark glass, and that gives you more dark ineffable glass. There we go. So we got dark ineffable glass. We need the dispenser, so we need a bow. Dispenser. Bow. It doesn't work on damaged bows, so you can't make this with a damaged bow, which is why that's not letting me make that. I should have just stuck that there. There we go. And now we just need a bucket. Whoops. Bucket. Okay. One. Let's get all of these out of here. Stick a stick there to get a lever. Awesome. I think we have everything we need. I just need to fill that bucket with liquid starlight. All right. This may be going a little over, but I would really like to get all of this set up before we get going here. All right, zombie pigmen, you guys are starting to impinge on my consciousness too much. Let's put the dispenser there. And we'll just kind of make a little spot to stand in here for it. Okay. Dispenser. Now when you do this, you're going to want to click on the bottom thing there, otherwise it won't, the opening won't be in the right spot. There we go. Bucket O liquid starlight. Switch. Dark ineffable glass. Recipe for mob spawner. Now, you might wonder, hey, Nariyama, didn't you set it up so that you can't spawn mobs in this area? I did. However, it only works on passive spawns. So anytime you have a active spawn, which this counts as an active spawn, it will still spawn. So if we were to set up like the astral sorcery ritual, which can do this, it would still spawn mobs. If we were to set up, an Ender IO powered mob spawner, it would spawn mobs. Ooh, that is see-through. So we're gonna have to fix the back of that, but that's okay. We want to set all sides to out. Stick that in there. Notice we're up to 7 million RF in our power storage now. Let's go back here. We're going to quick throw a cobblestone thing there. I used that embossed cobblestone, so I think it looks nice and it'll work for us. Let's grab that item duct. There we go. Ender chest. There we go. Okay. So we're pulling items out of there. Remember, we are going to want to get that mob essence eventually. We don't have to, so it will continue to work even if it has a full tank of mob essence. So we don't have to worry about that really, but yeah. All right. Oh, I didn't put a servo on there. I would like to see if I could get a resonant servo. Do I have the stuff for this? No, I need more Enderium. Well, I'll tell you what. Between episodes, I'll cook up some more Enderium and we'll get a resonant servo on the... Oh no, we already have a resonant servo on the one in the nether, so never mind. We're good. All right, so all we should need to do at this point, let's check to make sure that works. It does. Good. Does it basically hit everything? Yeah. If we light level overlay, that could still spawn mobs while we're in here, but oh well, that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. It's close enough. Notice how we can see in the dark for a little while after we step in liquid starlight. It's kind of cool. We do want to open you up. Put a range light on. Yay. We got power. Always active. Good to go. Let's drop the evil, as it were. I just want to be able to see in the dark for a couple seconds. Grab the drop of evil. Throw it down there. There we go. And it's working, folks. So the only thing we're not doing right now is pulling stuff out, which we need to do. So reinforce servo. There we go. And it's going to pull everything out of there. Now, one of the problems we're gonna run into is that we're gonna fill up on those like damaged bows and no, arrows isn't gonna fill up, but the damaged bows and stuff like that. So we're gonna have to figure out a way to pull those out and destroy them basically. And there's a couple different ways we could do that. So, all right, I think that will do it, folks. In between episodes, I'm going to de-zombify my base here. And we're going to work on some other things. So this is a pretty big milestone. We've hit basically all the goals for mid-game. So we've got renewable power. That's the advanced generators over here. And that's given us 8,000 RF a tick from a renewable source, the wood farm, right? Hey, we're actually down below our 2,000. I could take that extra, what you call it, out of there. There you go. Okay. And I could probably go turn my wood farm back on. But we've got renewable power on the order of 5 to 10,000 RF a tick. We've got automated resource generation with the environmental tech void ore miner going. And we've got automated mob drops with the 2 mob farms that we have going. So great stuff. From here, we're probably going to develop the environmental tech a little more. We may work on some other mods. We may work on some actual additions, getting some of that stuff. In between episodes, I'm going to move the machines over to the machine room. Since we have a nice machine room, we should use it. And the other thing we're going to need to start looking at is storage. So moving the refined storage system over to the Nether and setting up some storage drawers. Because right now we're getting resources automatically, but we're not putting them somewhere where they can that can hold them automatically. So we will eventually run out of storage, and that eventually isn't going to take that long, particularly for the mob drops. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.